The experience I had yesterday in the UK might be the most shocking experience I've had to date as an American traveling here.
You have to eat a certain number of beans on toast per year. If you don't hit that minimum, you actually have to pay a fine.
I'm American, but I live in England, and this is what a typical British neighborhood looks like. First things first, you don't see any wood. Everything is made of brick.
Have a washer. Okay, we got a washer. But where's the dryer? No, that's the freezer.
What do you mean? Not to be confused with brew, that means tea, but tea means dinner.
As an American living in the UK, I'd never even been on a train until I moved here. The first train I ever went on was LNER, and the expectations were set high.
They're red all the way, like, they're all red.
Working in the UK is just so much better than working in America. You don't understand unless you work there.
Which means that when you go to the grocery store, you need to eat that food within the next 2 to 3 days.
Imagine 3 months of hot weather with no AC. That's the thing that Americans don't understand.
Have you ever visited another country and suddenly realized they do things completely differently from you? For Americans living in or visiting the UK, that happens more often than you might think. Because the UK can feel familiar at first, they speak English, they watch the same movies, and they recognize the brands. But then they start experiencing everyday British life, and suddenly, the little things start getting confusing. For British people, these things are completely normal. They probably don't even think twice about them. But for Americans seeing them for the first time, some of these everyday habits can leave them thinking, why do they do this? Today, we're looking at some of the British things that completely shocked Americans living in the UK, and the moments when they simply couldn't understand why Brits do them. Some are funny, some are surprisingly charming, and some might even make you wonder, wait, why don't we do that in America? Let's get started.
I'm an American that lives in the UK, and I wanted to share some of the biggest culture shocks that I've had since living here, because I don't know, you might find them interesting. First one is definitely, this took me by surprise so much the first time it happened. Like, I was like, what is going on? But it's at 11 a.m. every day when the national tea alarm goes off and you have to stop everything you're doing and just relax and have a cup of tea. It's like, it's really, really nice and chill, but like, it's quite a shocking sound that just blares across the entire country. It's kind of crazy. Number 2 is the fact that you have to eat a certain number of beans on toast per year. If you don't hit that minimum, you actually have to pay a fine. So like every time you have beans on toast for lunch, there's a dedicated government app. They have an NHS app too. It's similar to that. You take a snapshot of it and it sends it to the government. They know that you've eaten it. They know you're good. And if by December 31st you haven't had the number, it changes every year. I can't remember what it is this year, but if you haven't had that many, you have to pay a fine. Number 3 is the fact that when it's nice out, which to be fair is not very often here, but when it is nice out, sort of anything above 20 degrees and sunny, men are just required to take their shirts off and just walk around town, do whatever they're doing, but without their shirts. And when I first heard about this, I was like, that's kind of sexist. Like, you can't just force the men to do that. But unfortunately, it's just the way it is. It's the rules. Are we on number 4? I think we're on number 4. Number 4 is the fact that every room in your house is required to have a picture of the current monarch in it. I don't know if you've seen the new painting that just came out of the king, but that is the one that's going to be required to be in every house, starting, I think, in a few months' time.
In London, as a Tesco baddie, I'm not gonna lie, Lidl's, I don't know. First of all, they got the bakery, just the clothes in the bakery. Hold on, stop! They got the clothes, wait, they got the bakery just out in the open. Where's the closed containers at? Somebody could just call on my bakery food. And then, like, the store design is just so... Look at the way they just draw the thing now. Oh my God. Take me back to Tessie's right now. Oh my God, like, I'm a Tesco fan. I think it's the store design that's really getting me. This is ghetto.
Let me show y'all things in a British household that still don't make sense to me. In any house, have a washer. Okay, we got a washer. But where's the dryer? No, that's the freezer. Where's the dryer, you might ask? Here, there's no tumble dryers. You have to hang things up like it's the 18th century, bro. It's the struggle. Next thing is 2 things in one. The water pressure from a normal tap. Insane. Like, bro, the cold water doesn't get that cold. But the hot water gets like steaming slash boiling. This water is hot. Like I only can see the steam coming out. Why does it need to be that? Why does it need to be that hot? Basically, the sockets, right? This means the socket's on. This means the socket's off. So if you plug something in, it's only on when the red is here. It stops you from using like unwanted electricity. Also, maybe it's my crib, but do y'all's light bulbs just be out here like raw dogging it in your living room without no like shade or lampshade or nothing? Like all aesthetic and then boom. Single light bulb. The toilet, completely separate than the bathroom or the washroom, whatever you want to call it. Last but not least, RIP, a cold drink. What? Where's the ice machine? No ice machine. But yeah, that's about it. I've been here for almost 4 years and these things still throw me off. If you enjoyed that, comment for part 2.
I've lived in the UK for 5 years, and here's my favorite British phrases. My all-time favorite, when people see something that you like a sweet treat, could be anything really, and they'll go, that's a bit of you, that. Like if I see something I like, I can go, that's a bit of me, that. It's so cute. I was also really confused for the longest time when Brits would call their dinner tea. They're like, oh, I'll just have this for tea. Like, for tea? What do you mean? Not to be confused with brew, that means tea, but tea means dinner. I also love when you're about to say something really serious and you go, I'm not being funny, but that's not right. And it's basically saying like, no, I'm serious, that's not right. Also a big fan of swear down. You say like, oh, I swear down the apples are better than oranges. Swear down, like you're dead serious. Not really Manchester, but when people say taking the piss, like, are you taking the piss? Like, are you joking? Are you fucking around? Some of my favorite insults have also come from Brits, like when people are driving really badly and they'll be like, you absolute fucking helmet. Or you fucking donut. I'm still really unsure if something's like a buddy, a barm, a muffin, a cake, or something. Like, there's too many. There's too many. Also love that if you describe something as good, it's dead. Like, that's dead nice. Like, that cake is dead nice. That means that's a really fucking good cake. Also, mint. That's bloody mint. That means, like, that's really good. Really good. Because it rains here all the time. If it's just spitting, that means that it's just, like, kind of coming down. It's not, like, pissing. It's not pissing it down. It's spitting. Very polite. And if someone says city, they're referring to Manchester City, not Manchester City Centre, but the football team, which is better than United. I think I've covered most of my favorites, but what's your favorite? I need to know the rest that I'm missing.
The experience I had yesterday in the UK might be the most shocking experience I've had to date as an American traveling here. So yesterday I had some pain in the bottom of my stomach, which my brother had appendicitis, so I'm always nervous anytime I get some kind of pain in my stomach area. So I have travel medical insurance, but I had to go to an urgent care facility that's run by the NHS. So they check me in, they take my information, and the biggest shock that I've ever actually seen with my two eyes is there was no ask for insurance, there was no ask for payment, there was no ask for anything. So I checked in. Luckily, I saw the doctor, and they went through the assessment, and I'm feeling a lot better today. I'm fine. I'm good. The doctor said I'm good. Or what do you guys call it? The GP? The GP said I was good. But for me, as an American, to come here, as a traveler on holiday, to go into an urgent care, to get seen, and to walk out and not have a bill, my brain, I can't process it. Granted, I know the taxation here pays for the NHS and all that, and there's a lot of things that people always comment about the NHS, this, that, and the other. But for me, I remember a point in my life where I'm allergic to like random tree roots, like random things, and there was this pre-workout that I drank one time, and it started to make me have an allergic reaction. And I didn't have an EpiPen, so I took some allergy medication, and I went and sat in the hospital parking lot at home, and I told my friend, the only way I want you to take me in that door is if I'm unconscious. Now, obviously, I don't recommend that. That is not me giving you advice. But at the time, I had no money, I had no insurance, and the last thing that I wanted in my life was an extra medical bill. I say all of this to say that I know there's people at home that have problems or need to be seen, and they won't go in because they know the bill that follows. The system here is not perfect. But the fact that me, a traveler from another country, could go in, be seen about a problem that I thought I had, and I walk out without a bill is incredible. Now, luckily, there was nothing wrong with me, but the fact that I didn't have a bill is just an incredible blessing. It's just insane. And my brain can't process it because at home, they charge me for every little thing that they can. So I just wanted to give you that experience because I've made so many videos about my experiences here in the UK, and that's the first time I've had this one. And it's the craziest one yet.
I'm American, but I live in England, and this is what a typical British neighborhood looks like. First things first, you don't see any wood. Everything is made of brick. Literally all brick. One thing about England is no one parks their car in their garage. Everyone parks on their driveway. I feel like I should say garage because that's how they say garage here. But most people's garages are like a storage area. No one has a mailbox. They have letter boxes at their doors. Houses here are also so close together, you barely get a yard. You're pretty much living on top of each other here. People hate on American houses looking the same, but guys, they all look the same here as well. There is a pub like 100 meters that way, and having a pub in your neighborhood, top tier. Now that I live in England, I just truly feel like every neighborhood needs a pub. We have a little park here. This looks older than my grandfather, but a park's a park. Last thing is, I just went through this entire neighborhood, did not see one flag. Not one British flag was hung from someone's house.
Am I a Texan living in England? Yes, I am. Am I about to complain about the heat in England? Yes, I absolutely am. I am sitting here dressed, about to go down to the docks and visit some ships, and just having a nice cuppa. I had my coffee first, now my tea, and I am sweating. And I'm looking out here at the beautiful day. Don't get me wrong, I love the heat, I love the warmth. Don't have air conditioning, have the windows open, the doors open, and today's there's no air. We're on the Suffolk coast and there's almost always at least a breeze. No breeze today. And so my daughter messaged the other day, they're pushing 40 degrees in Austin. And so I know my Texas friends, I know it's hot. I know you're cooking, and the temperature here is gonna be 84 Fahrenheit, which is, I didn't look it up, that's mid 20s, I believe, upper 20s Celsius. I won't talk about, yes, I will. I am going to keep talking about the heat. I'll keep talking about the weather because I live here and that's what we do. But I'm literally sweating, just sitting here, just minding my own business, sweating. So my Texas friends, when you're dying in the heat and you get in that car that you went into Target or Walmart, the Walmarts or H-E-B, and you got your groceries and you came back to the car and you turned it on and that boom, that air conditioner hit you in the face, you got cooled off, and then you went into your office building or your house and that air conditioner hit you in the face. Be grateful for it because the average place here doesn't have it. I'm about to go to Sainsbury's or Tesco and hang out in the frozen food section for a while, so wish me luck.
How bad is it, you guys, that the government actually has to send out a national alert to tell us not to use anything hot, any barbecue grills, any fireworks, anything that can make a flame or gets hot? How dry actually is it out there that they had to send this alert out to everybody's phone? And I don't know about you, but I find this really weird. I mean, look at the sky. It looks like it's gonna rain, but what I hope is that we don't get any lightning, which could potentially spark a fire. And what's actually concerning is we get so much rain in this country that this kind of alert seems really weird. And we wouldn't normally get something like this because we normally would have a very like a little bit of dry and nice, like dry, then a little bit of damp, and that would be your summer. But we wouldn't normally have 3 months of intense heat and dry conditions where you're getting wildfires. And I don't know about you, but that actually kind of feels a little scary because if you look at Wales right now, they've got terrible fires, and Wales is quite possibly one of the most gorgeous places in this country, and I feel so sorry for those people. So yeah, this alert, it scared me a bit, and I'll listen to it, and of course I won't barbecue, but that's mind-blowing in the UK.
I'm literally gonna lose my mind. I'm an American living in England. I'm from Florida. I grew up in Florida. This heat wave, I'm telling you, I used to make fun of British people whenever they're like, it's 88 degrees, like, we're boiling. Yeah, it is boiling. I'm boiling, I'm dying. As you can see, I have a heat rash. Right now, I don't think I've ever gotten a heat rash before in my life, ever. And let me explain why the heat is so different here. I know there's been like a whole bunch of discussions online. I think what makes it really, really bad is that there is no escaping it. You can't hop in your car and blast the AC because a lot of people don't have cars. You can't like go to the store to try and cool off because nowhere has AC. You don't have AC in your home, You don't have AC literally anywhere. Public transportation, no AC. I think that is what really makes it really bad, is that no matter what you do, you can't escape it. Second of all, we're not on the coast, so you can't like just go take a dip in the ocean. And then like, I don't really know if public pools are like a thing here. Like, I have a pool at my gym, but then to get to that pool, it means that I have to like go and be on the hot ass public transportation to get to it. And yeah, that is just miserable. The tram when it is hot is miserable. Then the buildings are literally built to keep heat in. So once the heat is in, it is there. It's miserable. And I would like to apologize to all of the people that I made fun of whenever I lived in America and y'all were talking about a heat wave, and it was like nobody believed you because America experiences such higher temperatures, but they're built for experiencing those temperatures. So yeah, like the way that this heat has me right now, I'm excited to go back to Florida to experience AC and like a big gulp and the ocean.
So everybody in the UK say that we would only get like a week of hot weather. It's been 3 months, like Florida. Imagine 3 months of hot weather with no AC. That's the thing that Americans don't understand. And they get a reality check when they get to the UK. You get no breaks. The AC is not like AC in Florida. You go into Chili's, you have to bring a cardigan. Pubs don't have AC. Hospitals don't have AC. Houses, you best believe, don't have AC. So you're basically sleeping greasy AF with a church fan that's basically like a turbine in front of you, hoping you get a break from the fucking heat. I honestly have no idea Europeans put up with this. I got an AC about a month ago, I think, and it was the best decision I have ever done in my life. Like, it's not even a wall unit, it's a portable AC, and it's just been the best decision I have ever made. Like, every single night we sleep like babies. It's freaking amazing. It's 12,000 BTU, and I honestly have no idea how I survived without it. But this summer specifically has been so hot. We've had 3 months of heat. We've had maybe like 2-3 days of bearable weather. Brits are just interesting creatures. Like, my boyfriend, if I didn't get the AC, he would have been raw dogging it for 3 months. It's really daunting.
Working in the UK is just so much better than working in America. You don't understand. You don't understand unless you've worked there. For one thing, there's actually a work-life balance here. I can go on holiday. I can go on holiday and not feel bad about it. Back in America, I didn't know what a holiday was. I thought it was just a movie starring Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz or something. And it took me ages to adjust to luxuries we have here. When I was on my first holiday here and I had my toes in the water at the beach and stuff, I was like, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. I don't know. I thought I was going to get in trouble. Back in America, I took 3 days off, and my boss kept bringing me, when are you going to be back? I answered because I thought I was going to lose my job and my health care and everything, but that's mad. In the UK, when I first came back from my holiday, I was expecting that same reaction. Where are you? Where have you been? When have you been suffering? But no, everyone was genuinely excited to see me back and said, hey, how are you? How was your holiday? I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm safe here. Now that I've been living and working here, totally adjusted to it. If I take longer to get back in the workflow, everyone understands. They're like, oh, he's on holiday mode still. Same thing applies if someone else gets back from holiday. I'm like, they're on holiday mode. I'm just never going back.
Y'all, could I revert back? So as y'all know, I lived in America, Southern America, for 30 years. I've lived in England for the last 12. When I moved out of the country, moved out of the South, moved to the UK, it opened my mind. I was in a very strange, brainwashed, Bible Belt South bubble and everything that comes with that. Most everything, not everything. Enough that it makes me feel unwell. But I just got thinking, can you revert? Could I get sucked in again? Or is it one of those things like, no, I've seen the light now. I've seen the light now, and I know that actually this is Delulu. Do you know what I mean? But surely I can't go in reverse. This is really worrying me. Can you go in reverse? I mean, I'm not going back to church. I mean, do you know what I mean? So there's that. I'm just going to have to look for the right people. I'm going to start a Facebook group.
I'm an American living in the United Kingdom for the summer, and so I need to reach out to my new UK friends for some help and understanding on a couple of things. We gotta talk about the water closet or the bathroom. Guys, why is there never any place to plug anything in? Like, you can't plug in your blow dryer, you can't plug in your curling iron, you can't plug anything in. That's okay. I can blow dry my hair in the kitchen, because that makes sense. I'm not complaining. I've learned to improvise, but I still have one more question about the bathroom. This thing, this towel dryer warmer thing, it is fantastic. But I don't understand why every bathroom has one. I mean, is this a luxury or is this considered a necessity? Can't wait to hear your comments.
Something that I think would confuse an American as an American living and working in London is the way that addresses in the UK are literally just a combination of letters and numbers. Like, the other day I asked my friend for their address and they genuinely sent me like 5 numbers and like 2 letters just jumbled up, and they were like, yeah, that's it. I put it into maps and it got me there. I'm sorry, that's not a thing in the US. Like, in the US you have like 10 something lane zip code. It looks like a zip code to me. It might actually, I think it is a zip code, but for some reason it can get you to the exact house. Like, I don't get it. I'm not saying it's a better or worse system. It might even be the same system and I'm just being dumb. Like, I have no idea, but it's so confusing to me how that works.
Okay, I've been in the UK for 2 days now, and I'm gonna share with you guys some things that were very shocking to my American brain. Okay, number 1 is that the stalls and public restrooms go all the way to the floor. If they do have a gap, it's like this big. Like, okay, I'll put pictures in for people who aren't in America so that they're not confused for like what I'm talking about. But like, it goes all the way to the floor. So it's like a little capsule bathroom. And like, I like it because it's like way more privacy. But like, it's kind of scary. Like, there has to be a light in there because of like how dark it is, you know? Okay, number 2 is that they have literally no soda options. Like, we went to McDonald's. I know, I'm in the UK and we're eating American fast food. I know. That's not the point. But they literally had 4 soda options. They had Coca-Cola, Coke Zero, Fanta Zero, and Sprite Zero. And also, the normal Coke was an upcharge. So basically, they have 3 sodas. They're all sugar-free. They have 1 real soda, and it's more expensive. And also, I don't even like Coke. So now we're right here, and right there is like outside. So if you can hear sirens, noises, people talking, I'm sorry. London is a very loud city, I've discovered. The next one is that it gets dark so late. Like it's literally 10:08 at night and it's still low-key light outside. Like, it gets dark so late. Like, the sun doesn't even start setting until like 9:30. Okay, it's how red the strawberries are. Like, oh my god, I think there's some in the fridge. Hold on. Like, they're red all the way, like, they're all red. Like, that's low-key bad that I'm like fazed by that, but like I said, I'll put pictures in if you're not from America, but like, this is how our strawberries look. Bite into them. When you bite into these, it's like, it's all red, like the whole thing is red, but when you bite into an American strawberry, like the entire center is white. So it's like, and these taste way better too. So yeah, American strawberries aren't the best.
Who's that? Let's go. It's fire, bro. It's me. How you doing, Miss? You right?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Well, you got an accent.
Yeah, I'm from America.
No way. Where from?
Texas.
Yeah, you look good, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Shit, cornbread.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, ma'am.
That's what y'all think how we talk.
Wait, say water. Say water.
Water.
Yeah, okay.
How do you say water?
It's water. Water.
Ooh, say bottle of water.
Okay, that's crazy. Wait, give me a second. Let me think. Wait, bro, I can't lie. I don't like the way you're like laughing with me.
But that's my thing, bro.
I told you from jump. That's my.
We never agreed, bro. You just said that.
Bro,
That means yours,
bro. Hey, bro. I don't wanna.
Cool. Listen. Hold on. How long you here for?
A week.
A week. Okay, she's here for a week. I take 4 days. You take 3 days.
No,
That only
bro.
makes sense. It makes sense, bro.
Me, bro.
Okay. Because you've seen it for us 4 days, 3 days. That makes sense. That makes sense, bro. And I'll start today.
Oh, you my tour
I'll
guide?
show you, I'll show you around London, man. I'll say there's so many things you can see. What are you saying?
Calm, say no.
East.
As an American living in the UK, I'd never even been on a train until I moved here. The first train I ever went on was LNER, and the expectations were set high. But I just realized there's a first class lounge. I had no idea. You can get snacks, you can have a hot drink. Then we set off, Leeds to London, 2 hours. Are you kidding me? It's such a treat getting a train with LNER because they properly spoil you. Look at my crumpets. I'd never had those either till I moved here. Delicious. And then we were here. King's Cross, just like that. I got off feeling relaxed and rejuvenated. Let's go. It was a gorgeous day. We strolled, we ate, we drank. How much hotter is it in London? I mean, wow. Then I was off to see my friends at Buckingham Palace since that's what the Americans think we do. I'm sure I saw the king looking out the window. Honestly though, how beautiful are the grounds. It always takes my breath away. Then I'm back to my roots. I'm at the M&M store. I had to. Then I remortgaged my house to buy some souvenirs. Honestly though, I can't do Hershey's anymore. I'm a Cadbury queen. We're supposed to be looking at sights and then I randomly found myself in this perfume store. What on earth? Y'all, I miss Mexican food so much since I moved to the UK, but this was phenomenal. So authentic, absolutely fabulous. That guacamole, are you kidding me? Fantastic. Then we did a little bit more shopping in the sunshine, and guess what? It was time to head back to Leeds. We were a bit early, so we hit that first class lounge again, and then it was time to board the train and head home. With LNER though, I'm always excited to get on the train because I know I'm just gonna chill, recharge my devices, get on the Wi-Fi, get some work done, and I'm off.
Let me tell you one of the most difficult parts about being an American in the UK, and no, it's not the weather. It's going grocery shopping. So I am used to the American way, which has, we just pipe up our food with loads of preservatives. Not that great for you, but it makes life a little bit easier. The jury's still out on that. Here, they don't have as many preservatives in their food, which means that when you go to the grocery store, you need to eat that food within the next 2 to 3 days. For example, these tomatoes that I'm dicing up, perfect time. I got them like 3 days ago. I'm super excited to have them with a salad for dinner. This bread, I got this bread from the grocery store like the day before I got the tomatoes, so 4 days ago. I literally have mold on my bread within 4 days. Like, it's crazy to me because now I've wasted half a loaf of bread. And I'm just like, oh, I have to make sure that and I hate wasting food. I absolutely hate it. But it's something that has actually made me be a bit more proactive with my groceries because every month I was wasting so much food, so much money. And it's actually something that's super difficult for me and I'm still working through it. So if you're interested in moving to the UK, make sure that you plan your meals out and you eat your food quickly. Otherwise, it's going to spoil.
I'm an American that's been living in London for the past 5 years. And every time I tell my friends back home that London's multicultural, they always clap back and say, so is New York or so is Chicago. And I think I got to debunk this. Big cities like New York, Chicago, LA, yes, there's so many cultures, but it's more multiculturalism. They're living side by side together, separately. Whereas in London, it's interculturalism. You have multiple cultures living with each other, intertwined in the actual neighborhoods. London's mad because you have council estates, which are essentially the projects, right next to a bunch of mansions. Like, that's just completely normal. Whereas in the US, the projects are sanctioned off. The projects are completely by themselves. You will not have a bunch of rich houses next to the projects. It doesn't mix as well. There are so many factors in London that make it like this. For example, the tube. You hop on a tube, you might run into someone from a completely different country on the daily on your way to work. Whereas in the US, you have a car that almost like isolates yourself in your own little bubble, not bumping into other people.
After seeing all of these reactions, it's easy to understand why some everyday British habits can completely shock Americans living in the UK. And the funny thing is, most Brits probably don't even realize they're doing anything unusual. But there's another side to it too. Some of the quirks that totally baffled these Americans at first might actually start making a lot of sense once they get used to them. And honestly, that's probably the biggest takeaway here. What looks bizarre from the outside can feel completely normal once you understand the culture behind it. Sometimes the best part of traveling, or moving abroad, is discovering that the things you thought were totally ridiculous are the exact things you end up missing when you go back home. So now, we want to hear from you. If you're an American, which British habit completely confuses you the most? And if you're from the UK, what is an American habit you just can't wrap your head around? Let us know down in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, Don't forget to drop a like, hit subscribe, and turn on those notifications for more American culture shocks, UK travel experiences, and all the everyday differences that make living in Britain so fascinating. Thanks so much for watching. Keep exploring, keep questioning the differences, and most importantly, keep an open mind. We'll see you in the next video.